Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here and today it is time for episode number 2 of our FIFA 15 West Ham United career mode series. Now obviously last episode we were just sorting out some transfers, we weren't even getting into the friendlies. This episode I'm going to be trying to complete 2 signings that you will have seen last episode where we tried to sign Samuel Umtiti from Lyon and Atsuto Uchida from Schalke FC over in the Bundesliga, and we'll also be playing one friendly and simming the other. Feel free to tell me if I should play the third friendly or just sim it. I want to sim it for purposes of the fact that it wastes less time in the video, but also I want to play it because I need to get used to the team a little bit more really before the first game of the season, which means a huge amount against Tottenham, of course, with it being in respect to real life. But here you can see the calendar there, that just reinforcing those 3 games that we have to play, 2 in France and 1 against Almeria, that being the first friendly. But as you can see, we're going to go ahead and make a contract offer here for Samuel Umtiti, 45 grand a week with a 4-year length in fact. And we could afford to put crucial first team player because let's be honest, he's going to be. We've got James Tompkins and Winston Reid already at the back, and I think he's going to pretty much come in and be the main centre-back at 76 stat and 20 years of age. So he'll have absolutely awesome potential. I'm really looking forward to using him as long as he accepts the contract offer. And we then also went in for Atsuto Uchida being 50 grand a week there, the wage. As you can see there, we got a loan offer accepted from Arsenal for Joel Campbell, but in all honesty, I'm sort of just using that as a ploy to see whether I can actually get some of those players on loan. I'm not really going to go ahead and make a contract offer for him yet. We'll just have to see how it goes. Same for Suso as well. Unfortunately, the contract offer there was in fact declined though by Atsuto Uchida. He wants more money. Someone asked me to sign Mustafa El Kabir. Unfortunately, he's recently just signed for a team in Saudi Arabia, so I can't get him, unfortunately, to the guy who commented that. I'm going to go ahead though and make an inquiry for both Jordan Rhodes and Nathan Redmond there. Jordan Rhodes, the striker from Blackburn, and Nathan Redmond, the winger from Norwich there. Some good young English talent. As you can see though, we made an inquiry about about a left-back, Jetro Willems as well, who was another suggestion in the comment section. Jordan Rhodes there, 8.5 million and £8 million for Nathan Redmond. It was £12 million that PSV Eindhoven asked for their left-back Jetro Willems. But as you can see, the contract offer was accepted for Samuel Umtiti, and he will become our first signing here for West Ham. To be honest, for £7.2 million, with surely the amount of potential he will have, that seems like a really solid transfer, to be honest with you. 76 stat there, 20 years of age. I'm really happy with that signing, and there you can see confirmed. I'm just going to stall on Suso and Joel Campbell because that was really just to see whether I could actually get offers accepted for loan players. If I have a huge amount of wages left and money at the end of this transfer window, I will probably go in for one of those guys, but certainly not both, and certainly not at this point in time. But just confirmation there that we have signed Samuel Umtiti. I decided to go in and make another contract offer for Atsuto Uchida, because although his wages will be very high, 55 grand for a right back who's 26 years of age, his transfer fee sort of counterbalances that, being only £3 million. It sort of gives me a lot more to spend in terms of wages. Going to go ahead though and strengthen our defence even further now, looking at Fauzi Goulam, the Algerian for Napoli, and also Jetro Willems, who was a suggestion in the comment section, being the Dutchman for PSV Eindhoven. Making a 2.8 million offer there for Fauzi Goulam. I'm going to go ahead and make a £6 million offer for Jetro Willems as well. Willems looks like a really good player, quite expensive though, but he's got to have a lot of potential there. I think he's only 19 years of age, was it? Or 20 years of age, I'm not entirely sure. Don't know his stat yet, but the inquiry was £12 million, so I think we'll be quite lucky there to get £6 million. Though, as you can see, the contract offer for Atsuto Uchida was in fact accepted, just that 5 grand more, and that convinced him to join. As I say, 55 grand seems like quite a lot, but when you consider his transfer fee being only £3 million, it's not really that bad. It does leave me in quite a tricky situation where I need to get another defender and possibly a striker as well, with only £10 million and not too much in terms of wages too. We'll have to see how that goes when we get there. But as I said, we might be looking for another striker. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'll certainly be looking at Jordan Rhodes as one suggestion too, possibly even Bakary Sakho of Wolves. But first, we're going to get into the first friendly of the season and our first ever played game on this entire career mode, playing against Almeria of the Liga BBVA. I think they're in the top flight of Spanish football. Correct me if I'm wrong. As you can see, here's the team. Samuel Umtiti coming into the squad there. Some other notable suggestions there. Demel coming in. Aaron Cresswell even playing at left back. There with Jarvis and Downing as the wingers, and Valencia playing up front. Ravel Morrison also coming into the side, as well as Cheku Koyate. I was testing him against Alex Song. We got off to the worst possible start. As you can see, giving away a penalty after just 2 minutes, and it is duly converted after just 2 minutes. I hadn't really had a huge amount of practice on this difficulty, but we were punished by Vertza there, playing for Almeria. 3 minutes gone and we're already trailing, and we were finding it very difficult. Unfortunately, it was Aaron Cresswell who gave away the penalty. In terms of a goalkeeper as well, this is just a sidetrack, but I might be looking for another goalkeeper as well to replace Adrian. I'm not entirely sure whether to keep Adrian. Feel free to leave that in the comment section as well as a suggestion. We got a few chances there, Noble coming close, but a good save from the goalkeeper. But a really easy turn there, I think, for Tiavi Belfiona. No, Tiavi Bufuma even. I knew it was Tiavi. I know he signed for West Brom or something a few years ago, or last year even, but he put them 2-0 ahead, and we were just having a mare of a time. Absolutely horrendous. After 28 minutes, we were now 2-0 down, but Ravel Morrison finds Valencia. He's through on goal, and he duly finishes very coolly in the 31st minute. Pretty much instant reply there to make it 2-1 and to cut the deficit now down to 1 goal. And it was a really nice finish, actually. I quite like the way the guys hit the ball now on this game, because obviously I never had an next-gen on FIFA 14, so I'm not quite used to that. But at home, we were losing 2-1, and it didn't really get much better, because Hosni, a substitute in the second half, made it 3-1 after 65 minutes. And we were just getting punished for, to be honest, some pretty slack defending. I'm not very good at defending on this game. Overall, it is quite a lot harder. I've heard people complain quite a lot. But we were now 3-1 down, 2 goals down again. Ravel Morrison, though, somehow managing to fight his way through. Good feet, and somehow, don't ask me how, scores, and yet again a completely instant reply, basically from kickoff in the 69th minute there to make it 3-2, cut the deficit to only 1 goal, and we were now on top of this game because Jarvis, straight from kickoff, wins the ball back. Valencia cuts inside past the player, but one extra touch, one touch he really didn't need to take means he couldn't quite prod the ball past the Almeria goalkeeper, and he was able to save. But just 2 minutes later again, Noble coming really close there with the long shot, dipping and swerving, but unfortunately just wide of the post. Amalfitano came on and some nice link-up play there with Jarvis, cut inside, and a really nice save there as well from possibly Silva, not entirely sure, but it wasn't looking good. Almeria going forward in the last minute, but we won the ball back. Valencia gives it to Amalfitano, he gives it back to Valencia, and on the wing, Jarvis is free, and with that 91 pace, or whatever he has, he's able to get away from the defender. Will he finish? He does, and he equalises in the last minute to make it 3-3 in an extremely exciting first game of this entire career mode. Saving it right to the end, obviously not saving a point because it's only a friendly, and to be honest wasn't really worth that much. Certainly found myself sort of fitting into the game a little bit more as the game went on, as the match went on. I suppose that's just natural because I was getting used to the game as a whole. As you can see here are the ratings. Ravel Morrison actually got man of the match with an 8.7 rating. I was very, very impressed by him. He'll certainly be starting most of the games in the league if he continues to play like that. Jarvis there getting a good rating, as well as Ener Valencia there with an 8.5. Downing played pretty well as well, but came off as a substitute. And Mark Noble did really well as well. So overall, I'm quite happy with that performance, despite on the face of it drawing 3-3 with the pretty much minnows of the Spanish league. It doesn't really look good on the face of it, but I know I was very slow to react to that game. So the fact that we managed to show some character and get back into it was pretty nice to see. As you can see, they're making a few inquiries for a few Bundesliga players. Being Patrick Herrmann there, they were wanting £10 million, and they were wanting 18.5 for Kevin Volland, slightly out of our price range, but we'll see about Patrick Herrmann. Nevertheless, PSV actually, God, I can't get my words out today, but they actually accepted a £6 million offer for Jetro Willem. So we put in a contract offer there, 15 grand. So it's almost the complete opposite of Atsuto Uchida. Costs a lot in terms of transfer fee, but only 15 grand in wages is significantly lower than any player you would expect. Just sort of altering there the budget allocation as well to give myself a little bit more in wages as well to deal with another player that I might want to be bringing in, another striker. So again, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. As you can see here, that we're going to just sim the Bastia game, the second friendly. Jussi Askelainen came into the squad to replace Adrian. Atsuto Uchida also started his first game. We had Paul Potts there starting at left back, Kevin Nolan coming into the side, as well as Alex Song to replace Cheku Koyate. But we took the lead pretty early on. Stuart Downing there in the 20th minute, giving us a 1-0 lead there. Roman Amalfitano also coming into the side to replace Matty Jarvis, who was slightly tired. That was the only reason he didn't play, because he played very well. He was just very tired. Same for Ravel Morrison as well. Potts there coming off later on. Noble getting a yellow card, but Riyad Boudebouz they're managing to equalise there in the 68th minute, and that was how it would stay. Yet another draw in this pre-season. This, I suppose, slightly frustrating pre-season from a results point of view, but I suppose it's quite promising from a gameplay point of view, especially there against Almeria. But I hope you really enjoyed this episode. We're going to just leave it here on the transfer negotiations, all the unsuccessful negotiations, all the successful negotiations, and all the transfers that have been sent, all the ongoing negotiations, I suppose, over the last 2 episodes, just to round things up quite nicely in this lovely transfer period. But again, feel free to leave some suggestions on players you would like to buy. I'm looking at a striker ready to back up Zarate and Valencia, so anyone in the 75 stat range, but preferably below somewhere like £6 to £8 million would be quite nice. So if you could leave that in the comment section, I would really appreciate that. But feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed it that much. A subscription would really help me out in this new FIFA period, of course, and a like would be appreciated too. But nevertheless, I hope you've enjoyed. It's been an absolute pleasure ranting at you guys today. I hope you have a brilliant day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.